Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Jack, aka Pretty Boy, coach of your Wenatchee Wobbuffets, bringing you our first battle of the FDL versus Lana the Water God. I didn't have enough time to make a team builder video, so I'm just going to briefly go over my team real quick so you guys could see what I'm bringing in before we head on into the match. So the first one that we have right here is our Scissor Choice Bandit with Bullet Punch, U-Turn, Defog, and Knockoff. Obviously, Banded Defog is not preferable, but I didn't really need the fourth attacking move, and in case hazards get a little out of control, that Defog could come in really handy. And enough speed EVs to outspeed a potential speed creeping Primarina. The next mon we are bringing is a Choice Scarf Keldeo. I think this mon could put in a lot of work in this match with Scald, Hydro Pump, Secret Sword. I didn't really need the coverage options, so I just had Taunt, obviously similar to Scizor. A Choice Taunt isn't exactly preferable, but in case I do get knocked off, or for other reasons, Taunt may be useful as well. And like I said, I just didn't really need the coverage options. Max Speed, Max Special Attack. And here we have a Normalium Z Snorlax with Refresh, Frustration, Earthquake, and Heavy Slam. Frustration and Minimal Happiness because he does have it. He does have a Ditto. And then in case the Ditto does happen to have Max Happiness, then Frustration is going to be doing a lot less. And Normalium Z I really like because I can either use it for the Z Refresh and get the max HP back, or I can use it as Frustration and get a really nice break that clicks off. And then Earthquake and Heavy Slam to hit the rest of his team for super effective. Next, we have a Speedy Chestnut, Max Speed, Max Attack. Again, I really think that this can put in a lot of work. I didn't really need a defensive Chestnut this match. And I really wanted a Speedy Chestnut so that I can not exactly 1v1 the Primarina, because if it is a bulky Primarina, then Seed Bomb will not OHKO it, and Moonblast will OHKO me. But if he is running like a speedy Primarina without much defensive investment, then Seed Bomb is an OHKO. And then Drain Punch. I didn't really, again, similar to the Scizor and the Keldeo, I didn't really need the coverage options. So I went for Spikes and Spiky Shield here, because Spikes are always really nice to have, and Spiky Shield for some nice chip damage on potential physical attackers. Next one I have here is a Life Orb Landorus with Earthquake, Knockoff, U-Turn, and Sword Stance. I didn't really need like any coverage options because Earthquake hits his entire team outside of Claydol, which Knockoff and U-Turn both take care of. And then Sword Stance, in case I do get a chance to set that up. I don't really see myself setting up a Sword Stance, especially since he does have that Ditto. But I mean, like I said, I didn't really need the coverage options, and in case I do have a chance to set it up, the Landorus can put in a lot of work. And last but certainly not least, we have Mega Tyranitar with Stealth Rock, Pursuit, Earthquake, and Crunch. I didn't really need the Rock Stab, so I do have both Pursuit and Crunch. Maybe catch something like the Alolan Raichu off guard as it switches out. And Earthquake and Crunch hits his entire team pretty well. So now I'm going to go ahead and get connected, and I'll see you guys once we are into the battle. Alright guys, we are here, ready for our first FDL match. So he brings the Diancie, the Toxapex, Claydol, Primarina, Alolan Raichu, and Ditto. Pretty much what I expected, although in this format, basically what you expect is going to happen anyways. So Claydol is his only hazard remover and his only Earthquake immunity, so I can lead off with I could lead off with Scizor because it puts in a lot of Scizor puts in a lot of work, so I actually really want to keep it nice and healthy. I could also lead off with the Landorus and go for a safe U-turn depending on his lead. If he leads off with Diancie, then I can easily go into Garfunkel right over here and take the Moonblast. Or into Simon, although Simon doesn't take a Moonblast, but it does take the Diamond Storm. I think I am going to lead off with Keldeo. as he's off Primarina, which is a bit of a problem because if that specs Primarina, then I don't take any hit very well. I could go into Snorlax. How does Snorlax take Garfunkel versus Primarina? Specs. Hydro Pump has a chance to 2-hit KO, a very good chance to 2-hit KO. And obviously I don't want to be Skull Burned. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of this over here so I don't accidentally click on it again. I think that's really my only play, so I'm going to go into Garfunkel. He goes for the Psychic. So, he has no... or I guess his only normal resist is Diancie. And so I'm going to go for the Heavy Slam, just because it'll do a lot to Primarina because it is neutral. And if he goes into Diancie, then I get rid of that, which will be extremely nice. So make sure that Chestnut can put in a lot of work against his team. And then also it'll make sure that Seed Bomb does ensure the KO on Primarina in case he does stay in. So I'm just going to go for the Heavy Slam. He could also go on to Toxapex, which would be a good play on his part because that could take any hit from Simon, as he does do, which is definitely good. And oh shoot, I did not mean to click, that was a mistake. So what I can do is I can go on to Tyranitar, set up the stand, or I could go straight into Landorus. I think I'm going to go into Tyranitar though, because I can set up the Stealth Rocks, which will be really nice because Diancie is not Mega'd yet, so it does not yet have the Magic Bounce. And Stealth Rocks will be really nice, even though he doesn't have any weaknesses to it. It'll be nice to take some chip damage on his team. And then, of course, once the stand is up, Guns can take basically any hit from Toxapex, although Skull Burn would not be preferable. So I'm just going to go into... oh, and okay, so since it's custom game, I do start off already Mega'd. But that didn't matter too much because as you see, he did go for the Toxic Spikes instead of an attacking move, so that extra bulk that I had at that turn did not matter. So that's just something to keep in mind for the future. However, it did not come into play this time around. So he probably expects the Earthquake. So I might go on to Claydol, although Claydol is not exactly a switch-in. I'm just going to set up the Stealth Rocks. Please, no Skull Burns. No Skull Burns, so that's really nice. And now I can just go for an Earthquake, because like I said, he has no switch-ins to an Earthquake. And if he does go into Claydol, or I should say Claydol is his only switch into an Earthquake, and if he does go into that, then I can just go for a Crunch pretty easily. Scizor is definitely super needed in this matchup. Okay, so he goes for Haze, which is obviously worthless since I did not set up a Dragon Dance. So, how much does Pursuit do to Toxapex? So if he's physically defensive versus Tyranitar, Guns, Pursuit does at least 30%. So I'm going to go for the Pursuit here. And he stays in. Ah, very nice, very nice. However, he might switch out now. I'm just going to go for the Earthquake because Earthquake, he's playing very well. However, so he might be a speedy Primarina. Make sure he outspeeds the Tyranitar. However, Primarina is now pretty low, so now Bull Punch will knock it out. Anything will knock it out, really, actually. So that is no longer an issue. I do have immunity on the Snorlax, so I'm not going to take anything for the Toxic Spikes. He's probably going to go for the Hydro Pump now. Which, at this range, will definitely 2-hit KO me. But I do have the Z refresh, and I can pretty easily refresh on the Toxapex as well as the Claydol. Yeah, there's the Hydro Pump. What the heck? Why did that kill me? Is that a max roll? Well, that is definitely unfortunate. Didn't get to show off the little Normalium Z set. However, I can... I could probably go into Keldeo, right? Or... Chestnut is a pretty good play as well. I can start setting up some spikes. I think I'm going to go into Scissor though, and just go for a Bullet Punch. So Bullet Punch is a 2-hit KO, so he is not going to get off the Rapid Spin or set up any rocks, which is definitely really nice. He might decide to go out into Toxapex, but that... no, he's just going to sack the Claydol. So now we can pretty freely set up our spikes with our Chestnut. I don't know why he went out to Diancie here, because Bullet Punch absolutely destroys it. But now we can set up our spikes with Chestnut, and that will be really nice for some chip damage against like the Toxapex and the Raichu, unless the Raichu's Air Balloon, but it's probably more likely Specs or Life Orb, I'm guessing. Yeah, I'm just going to go for the Bullet Punch and take out this Diancie. Definitely, I don't understand why he made that play, honestly, because even if I wasn't banded, I'm pretty sure Bullet Punch absolutely ensures the KO. So now he sees my set. He might choose to go for the Defog. How much do the Scissor Pink do to itself? Pink, your HP is 48 because you're a Ditto. Bullet Punch does not do a lot. So he's probably going to fire off a knockoff. Which I could go into Keldeo here. Because I do not believe, so Keldeo outspeeds a Choice Scarfed Scissor. I could go out into Chestnut as well. Although I don't really want to get poisoned, but that is probably going to happen anyways. Yeah, I'm going to go out into Chestnut. And he gets a crit with the U-turn, which is unfortunate, but not too bad. So he goes on into Toxapex. I don't know what he's going to do, but I'm just going to set up spikes. I don't think Chestnut does too much left in this game, because Pre-Marine is low that anything can kill it. Raichu obviously is going to kill it anyways. So I'm just going to set up some spikes. And I could sack Chestnut here, and either see if he's Life Orbed, or see if he is Scarfed, or Specs. If he Specs and locks himself into Psychic, then I can go out into Tyranitar and go for Earthquake. Could also... Yeah, I think I'm just going to sack Chestnut here. And I'm going to go out down to the Toxic damage. And now, let's see what Keldeo, Scarf Keldeo, Floyd does to Raichu. I did not see an item, so he could be choice locked. Either Specs or Scarf. You're not level 50, you're level 100. Hydro Pump after Stealth Rocks has about 37% chance to OHKO. And then if he chooses to switch out into Toxapex, then after he switches back in, Hydro Pump will guaranteed OHKO. So I'm going to go into that. Because either he stays in, as long as we connect the Hydro Pump, of course. So we do not kill him. So he does take us down to the poison damage. However, I can now go into Scizor here and go for the Bullet Punch. And now Landorus looks like it sweeps. I'm just going to go into Bullet Punch because it looks like it has a chance to hit KO. He's probably going to go for you, Defog. Nice play on his part because that ensures that the Primarina gets in back safely. However, he is now locked into Defog. I'm assuming because most Dittos tend to run Scarf. So I can go into Tyranitar here. As he goes on to Toxapex. And go for an Earthquake. Hopefully he does not Scald Burn us. He does not. So he has no switch-ins to an Earthquake. And now goes to Toxapex, and now it looks like Scizor can just clean up here. Let's see here. My speed is 182, you're 321, so I believe Lander should be able to outspeed my Tyranitar. Oh, he goes for the crunch, so yeah, Tyranitar kills the Ditto. And now either Landorus or Scizor can take out the Primarina. Unless he's bulky. No, he's not. And then we could go into Scizor, and Bullet Punch should be able to take the game. Alright, so we won our first FDL battle. GG, man. So I don't understand why he sacked the Diancie like that. Maybe he was expecting me to expect him to make the double. But yeah, I wasn't entirely sure. But that was definitely fun. We have 3 more battles to go. We are 1-0. Of course, that does not say anything because only 2 people from each division get to move on. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you next time.